Hello and welcome everyone to another episode. Yes, so I need to do this first. Yeah, not an instant launch. Whoa, there we go. Yeah, so this is the what's going on here? Is this okay? Is it okay? It's shaking a lot. Yeah, so this is the third piece to the Jool carrier. It is yet another fuel tank. As you can see, it's a pretty big fuel tank. Yeah, so let's see how the fuel is getting taken out here. I think everything's good, yeah. And these should be emptied last. Yeah, setting up these fuel lines is sort of annoying because it likes to take weird, different routes to actually exhaust the fuel in this upper stage here. So, you know, basically we're removing a lot of weight from this upper stage. That's the main reason of taking the fuel out. Now, it is annoying putting the fuel back in, but yeah, whatever. So yeah, that's kind of like the main thing. For those of you who are launching very big pieces, this is pretty much the best way, at least for me, the most logical route as far as launching something. Taking all the fuel out, I believe it would be the best way. I just, you know, honestly, with launching something this large, the only logical way, yeah, last episode was, I can't even remember what the other word was, whatever, but it just makes more sense to me this way, as far as taking all the fuel out now only to replace it later, at a later time. And it really does help out as far as, you know, when you're really trying to build something and you have a specific rocket design that you want to use, and it's a tried and tested and it works rocket design. You know, this one design I've used to launch hundreds of launches, and it has worked flawlessly almost every single time. So that's the main reason why I stick with this, and I don't diverge too much from the initial design. It really doesn't make any sense to reinvent the wheel when you got something that already works very well. So let's see what we can get here. I'm really hoping, wow. So this whole turning on takeoff thing, I think I might end up doing this a little bit more. I'm not like 100% certain with it just yet. I mean, I think it's pretty good with the getting stuff into low carbon orbit and, you know, things like that. Oh my god. You remember when I was saying I would really love to see if there was explosions and stuff? Yeah, so I think I got one. That was pretty awesome. More debris in space. At least, with this debris, it's not really going to be that much of a problem because it's all on a suborbital trajectory, so it will go right back down again. Now, this would be cool, but I don't think it's going to happen, but on my takeoff here, I've gotten lucky, and basically this module is not too far away from us, as far as distance is concerned. I mean, compared to some of my older launches, or, you know, my previous launches, yeah, there we go. That's what I was trying to do. I'm looking at it, I'm like, switch target? Yeah, just do that on a suborbital trajectory, because that will make a lot of sense. I fire up these engines, we push the apoapsis away a little bit. There we go. Come on, come on. That time is ticking down. We need it to tick up. There we go. Perfect. So maybe, just maybe, if we're not too far away from this thing, we can, I don't need this to be target right now. Yeah, there we go. Maybe, just maybe, we can basically just rendezvous up with it because we have a little bit of a slower speed. Oh, come on. There we go. I'm just checking our orbit, and I'm killing the engines trying to see what point we're going to reach in orbit, because maybe, just maybe, we'll meet up with this thing, and that will make things a little bit easier for us. So, at least as far as setting up a burn to get to it isn't really going to be that hard. Now, I'm just trying to see if everything's kind of matching up. I mean, we're relatively close already. I think I really want to do a burn just right at it, but I don't think that is going to really do it. So I ended up also fixing our problem from last episode. Yeah, the whole getting, or not having the fuel lines set up right. Yeah, I took care of that. That was definitely a little bit of an issue. Now let's see, if I were to do a burn like right here, would this affect over here in any kind of way? That's just gonna pull it over. Let's see, 1.6 kilometers. That's not bad at all. I'll take that. I'll take it, and I'll nod and smile. That's what I'll do. So 14, and yeah, that's not even a large burn either. So I'm totally okay with that. Just don't want to do too much changes, and this is pretty much the most logical way to do it. So might as well do it this way, huh? Oh God, it's moving. Stop moving. I'll just I'm gonna kill that too. Alright, come on. 1 point. Oh God, oh, stop it. Yeah, okay, so we're gonna stick with 1.9. It was closer, but I ended up accidentally, a little finger slip. Little tiny finger slip. So let's just transfer this out, and yeah. This is going to be a little bit of a easier dock this time. This is a really easy dock, actually, to be honest. This isn't going to take too much. This isn't going to take too long, I should say. There we go. I'm gonna speed up time as well. It will make things a little bit faster as far as transferring fuel and doing all of this stuff. But yeah, I'm really surprised these modules are fitting together as well as they are. It's not that I didn't expect them to fit up perfectly, but ooh, what? Okay, yeah, it's just a shift of the. Let's see what. Yeah, see, this is happening a lot lately, where it just keeps unsetting the target. I don't know what's going on with that. All right, let's see. Just get rid of that. We don't need it. Let's see, did it screw up anything? Not really. Alright, see you later. We had plenty of use out of you, but we don't need you. Wow, this is so cool. The only part that's gonna suck is we're gonna meet up like exactly in the center, well, sort of in the center of the dark side, which docking on the dark side tends to be a running theme as far as every single time I'm trying to dock anything. Let's see, how's the fuel looking in here? Alright, that's amazing. We're gonna have way more fuel than what we know what to do with. That's gonna be a good thing. Good thing, 'cause it's less launches for me. You know, I'm always looking at it as launches, and you know, I'm expecting to have to do somewhere around 10 to 12 launches. So every single launch that I do that's successful, and it actually is somewhat plentiful as far as the fuel is concerned on launch, make things that much easier for me. So we need to cancel out a lot of this motion here. Just slow that down. I don't feel like, let's see, we should be getting really close now. Or at least somewhat closer. 1.6. I guess that separation did bump it over a little bit, which is kind of good. Kind of good stuff. So I'll just... Ooh, there we go. Just wondering what's going on there. Well, I gotta check this as well to make sure. Alright, yeah, the crossfeed is disabled. I was just making sure that I'm not actually pulling fuel out of this thing, because that wouldn't be a good thing. What are you doing back here again? Part 3? Yeah, we just launched Part 3. I was wondering, because I ended up setting... I tried something different, and this was to push... Or, not push, but get stuff out of orbit faster, because I just got annoyed with it. And if you have your debris set to 0, like I do, what you can do is you can go into your ship itself, you know, under the rename vessel, and you can just set it to debris, and it will automatically delete it. So, like, say you got a leftover module like this that I just built, you can just delete the entire module, basically. I mean, instead of even having to worry about bringing it back. Don't do that. I mean, for me, I've been doing it because I'll, you know, basically remove all resources from that tank, and afterwards it's, you know, it's just an empty shell. There's no RCS in it. There's no SAS or, you know, SAS, RCS or fuel. And, you know, it just makes things a little bit easier. You know, with this, I'm always concerned with time and how long things will take. So it's always kind of like a constant fight to make sure that everything is basically going together, and it is basically taking the least possible amount of time to do something, because it's just annoying after a while. You spend an hour or two just messing around with something, and you ended up basically wasting that time. I mean, yesterday I've been developing an aircraft, and it's been a little bit of a pain as far as aircraft are concerned, because I really am not good at building aircraft in this game. I have some understanding of what needs to be built and what needs to be done, but as far as some other things, it is just an absolute annoyance. So there's always kind of new things that happen. All right, we're coming in pretty good here. Wow, this is coming together pretty nicely. I did not expect. There we go. Pretty well lined up now. Speed it up just a tidbit. And dot light, yeah, there we go. Just turn that on. But no, I've been developing an aircraft, and all I gotta say is, dear God, like, I do gotta say that those of you who are really heavily into the aircraft in this game, I give you a full applause, and I bow my head to you, sir. I get frustrated very quickly with this game, with certain things, and aircraft tend to be one of those. So, just to give you an idea. Let's see. You know, this is pretty well lined up as it is. I don't want to knock it off by any, really. I just did already, but it's still on the 90. And we're gonna have to flip over to, let's see. Now, I just want to make sure that these things are docked square, you know, and centered, because docking these things, for those of you who, you know, are just tuning in, or, you know, whatever, docking very massive objects in orbit is not a very easy thing to do. I mean, I make it look easy, but that's because I've done it so many times already. So but whoa. These things are very controllable as well. The ship is very controllable with all the SAS modules and stuff I have on it. It really doesn't require much to turn or do anything. So let's see. All right, this is going to be super easy. At least I'm hoping. I probably just jinxed myself by saying that, but alright, let's see. Now, the frame rate issue, once again, I'm going to come back to the frame rate issue. This thing is going to cause some frame rate issues. That's all I can say. It really is such a big craft, and It's going to be somewhere around 400 pieces, give or take, once it's done. And I'm thinking it's going to be over 400 pieces because the struts in this game sometimes don't delete the correct way. So I just don't see, like, you'll not have a strut there, but yet because of a part of the strut is there, it's considered a part. So I just that just annoys me beyond belief as far as the parts are concerned. So let's see. This is looking nice. This is looking real good. Looking really good. I've never, like, I remember when I first learned how to dock that, like, just the idea of doing something like this was, like, insane. Just never. Slow it down. Just do it. There we go. Let them pull themselves together. Ooh. Nope, 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 nope. Right now is not a time to be spazzing out. Oh god. Fingers on the wrong keys. Alright, bring this down just a smidgen. There we go. There we go. And we got the sunrise too. Everything's looking good. There we go. Alright, yeah. There we go. Turn off that RCS. Ooh, I don't know if we got a solid connection on this one though, because they were off a little bit. Looks like everything is looking good. Let's see. Yeah, that's good. And how's the center? Alright, they're all docked. Perfect. Now let's just do a little bit of a test. Sometimes you can tell that the modules will shift a little bit if you do a time warp. So I'm thinking, and I don't know if I should do this or not, I'm thinking I might end up doing this once I get, basically the engine block on here. I'm thinking about doing some kind of a ferry out, and I'm just going to ferry it out really, really far. I'm thinking about doing somewhere around, I don't know, putting it about 500, which is going to eventually get extended out to about 2 million in altitude. I'm thinking of even pushing it further out from there and just launching a separate fuel mission. The only reason the fuel will exist, well, the fuel tanks and all that stuff will be to just basically transfer fuel for that. So we got the center of our ship. That's basically all we got right now. The center of this ship is full of fuel and all of these tanks, and I believe one of these tanks is pretty good right now. Yeah, this one right here. So I'm just going to transfer out, fill up one tank, and then we'll take a look at our resources shortly thereafter here. So let's see. I'll get this out. But the last mission, the reason why I kept the last module was because I ended up not putting any, I ended up decoupling it, and I ended up not putting any kind of power source on it and all that kind of stuff. So I didn't want it just floating in orbit. And, it was just, it was an idiot, or a stupid mistake. And also we didn't have enough fuel storage at that time to hold all the fuel that was inside that main module with this on our first launch, so I was just trying to save the fuel. Alright, wow. Alright, so we got... How are we looking? Alright, so I think the battery right now is at about the maximum it's going to reach as far as size, so we're at 120,390. And I think that's going to drop down because of this module being decoupled. The RCS tanks, I believe, are all completely stocked. I don't need to make any changes. The best way to, another thing to test, and you can see how much RCS you have, is check one of these really small tanks, because they usually end up going first, and even if you're missing like 1 unit of RCS, it will show on here, and it'll basically say that, you know, you're missing a little bit. So let's see. Wow, this is really coming together real nicely. But we got a lot of solar panels, and this is just absolutely amazing. Most of this ship is already constructed. I guess, I don't know, I want to say the construction part's going to be the easiest with this thing, but there's a part of me that also thinks that the refueling part is going to be the hardest. I think the mission, once we launch, is going to be the easiest. Some of the other things I should cover now that we have more of the ship in orbit than we do before. Basically, once our mission is complete, this whole module is not going to come back along with this. If any of these xenon gas tanks get depleted, they will also be decoupled just to remove weight. I know it's not a lot of weight, but every little bit counts, so that will help out. And I could also just decouple one as it is and just, you know, be okay with that. So it looks like we still have a little bit of fuel. Oh, we do. Yeah, look at that. We got a little bit of fuel in here. I almost decoupled this piece without taking out this extra fuel here. See, and that's the other thing too, is when you have a module like this, if it shows any fuel, as long as all the fuel lines are connected, if it shows any fuel on these, that means there probably is some fuel you overlooked. So you always want to check that before you decouple. See, now, let's see. Alright, now this is looking good. This is looking amazing. So let's get rid of this engine piece here. Just decouple that. And now we're up to 30,000 fuel, 35,000 oxidizer. The xenon's going to be the same, the RCS is going to stay the same, and the electrical charge is going to stay the same. But the fuel and oxidizer will change with our next launch, because there's going to be a little bit of fuel added, and you guys will get to see the new interplanetary drive that I have created. And I think I should cover also the amount of weight that this module is actually picking up now. Turn off the turn on the RCS. There we go. See you later. You guys have fun in orbit in your monstrosity here. I'll see you guys later. There we go. Now, yeah, see, this is what I was talking about. If you just set this to debris, it will disappear and you will not have to worry about anything. God, that thing looks amazing from here. If I had the solar panels out too, it would be even bigger. So that's kind of, it's just amazing. There we go. Switch back. And I totally forgot what I was just going to cover, because I was going to tell you something, but I just don't remember fully. Now let's see. I'm just a little bit baffled on what I was going to tell you guys about, because it was probably somewhat important. But yeah, so if I think about it, I'll mention it in next episode or something. But yeah, so there we go. We're pretty much, yeah, a little like a quarter tank of fuel so far. It's not bad. But anyways, guys, if you like what you see here, subscribe. There's always more to come. To all you new people, welcome. And yeah, I will see you next time.